So the Modern Warfare 3 reveal is taking place in 2 days. On the 17th, today's the 15th that I'm streaming this and recording this. There's been lots of leaks already talking about, you know, what's going to be in the game, what's not going to be in the game. I'm just going to wait till the game comes out because we know that just doesn't always end up actually happening. Obviously, sometimes the leaks are true, but, you know, we don't want to get our hopes up too much, especially with an IP like Call of Duty. It's broken too many hearts over and over and over again and crushed too many spirits over and over again. Something that I definitely am going to be doing going into this next game is not getting my hopes up too heavily because, like I said, we know what happens when you do that. And let's land in here and take care of business for a second before we continue. Getting shot in my back, bro. Hold on now. First game of the day, folks. Let me get nice and warm. Let me get nice and teed up. Dude, where? Oh my god, completely finessed. Back and cheeks, absolutely finessed. Hear him. Two people are fighting me at once right now. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Assist. All right, so we've been talking about this a few times. I brought this up many times on stream over the last few months. Oh, I'm just gonna die. No, we're gonna get away. We're gonna get away. We're gonna get away, and we're gonna work this guy. Guaranteed. Take a look. There he is. Hold on. We gotta go gassy. Let's play the gassy. Let's play the gassy. Let's be smart about it. I'm not even able to get a word out because of this guy. See ya. See ya. Oh, does my loadout disappear? No! Wait. I didn't know my loadout was gonna disappear right there. Are you serious? Hey, here, a guy in here. I'm gonna grab a UAV. See, I'm not catching a break here, buddy. I'm not able to just talk to you guys. I'm not able to talk to you guys about what I want to talk about. I'm gonna go camp in a corner here in a second. Holy shit. Just kidding. I'm never gonna do that. Why would I do that? Let's get involved. How you doing? I'm hawking you down, buddy. I mean, you're getting chased down. I mean, I love high alert. What a plates, bro. Ha ha! See ya! Oh shit. I don't want to hold this extra thing. We got a guy back here that we can hold out on the UAV. See ya. Got a balloon right over here that we could hit. It's just flying. Get on top of this roof and control it. Take it from this guy. Look at this guy. I'm giving up that high ground, buddy. Thank you. I'll take it. Did he blow himself up? Oh, you okay, little guy? Wait, you're just gonna land back in like that, Solar? I gotta respect it. All right, now we can maybe vibe. Now we can maybe vibe for a second. I know I got another UAV here, but I wanted to talk to you guys about some today. So listen, with Modern Warfare 3 2 days away from us seeing the reveal, the grand reveal of Modern Warfare 3, it's got me thinking about some of the stuff we've already talked about over these last, over this last year, to even 2 years, even with Caldera, man. I feel like Verdansk was by no means a perfect game. It wasn't. It had many issues, obviously, of its own. But it was something new, and well, it wasn't something super new. It was a BR, but it was still something new for COD. Well, I guess they had Blackout, but I don't know. Maybe it was just a pandemic that made it huge. Who knows? It was a great game, I feel like, regardless of the hackers and the cheaters. The map was fun. We have a lot of great memories on, obviously, Verdansk. But I think the issues started to arise more heavily. Obviously, this is separate from the hacker issue. I'm more so talking about from a game being ready, a polished game standpoint. I feel like, get rid of this guy. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Hey, how you doing? I feel like COD had it, or Warzone had started having its issues or more of its issues, and you started to see the player base drop off. Maybe not as people started grinding the game as much. When Caldera dropped, man, I feel like Caldera just killed the entire battle royale. Just the whole battle royale enjoyment, and you saw a lot of people just becoming full-time Resurgence players, which, you know, I don't blame them. Resurgence on Modern Warfare 2019 was a lot of fun. Rebirth Island was an insane amount of fun. Even a little bit of Fortune's Keep here and there. That, you know, it was good with the movement, with the pace of the game. It was a good time. But man, a lot of people forget how fun Verdansk was, and that actual BR, you know, that BR game mode, you know, where you just becoming the last player alive and fighting for that. It was a lot of fun to do or to play with Verdansk, and I feel like it was kind of just completely killed with Caldera due to the fact that the game just wasn't ready, man. When Caldera first came out, if you guys completely forget this, because a lot of people might, the servers were so terrible for console that most people couldn't even play the game. And then if you could play the game, you were playing just an, like I said, like I keep saying, you were playing an unfinished game, man. I feel like what happened was the same thing that happened with MW2, with Warzone 2.0. And it was basically this thing where they released a product that almost nobody was freaking super happy with. And then they have to go and spend the next 6 months to half a year, almost the entire life cycle of the game. Like, we're just now about to be seeing Warzone, the reveal of Warzone 3, and I'm dead. I can't even have a conversation with you guys. Let's get back in. Let's get back in. We're almost at the end of this cycle, and it's now starting to... I personally am just starting to finally have fun with this game. And that is sad as shit, dude. It's extremely sad. And I call that the Caldera effect. And the reason I call it the Caldera effect, what I mean by that is that the game just wasn't ready. And what you end up having is they release the game with none of the stuff that we asked for, none of the stuff that we wanted, and it takes them about 6 to 8 months, like I said, almost the whole life cycle of this game, to get it to a place where it's finally starting to be enjoyable. We finally have a ranked mode. We finally have higher TTK. We finally have a bit of movement now that we can run and plate. And now that we can slide a little bit faster, and now that things are just a little bit more fluid. Now the AI aren't nearly as strong as they were at the beginning of the game. Now the way that you could purchase your weapons and the way the buy stations works are completely different than the beginning. The gulag is back to the 1v1 instead of that corny ass 2v2. And then what they do is they just give us all this stuff back, and then they call that updates. They call that innovation. When what could happen is they could just release a game that is ready. They could have released the game in the state that it is now, and then instead of 6 to 8 months of them just putting duct tape all over the game and trying to fix and patch and bring everybody back, they get to just focus on actually adding fun new content to the game. If you don't believe what I'm saying here, the same thing happened with Caldera. I'm telling you, the same thing happened with Caldera. The vehicles were terrible. You couldn't get your loadout until the first, I think, 3 circles. You couldn't even buy your loadout. A lot of people forget this in Caldera. One of the things that made Warzone so much fun is the loadout. The foliage on the map was insane. You could barely see anyone. The vehicles were terrible. There was no movement to get around the map because the vehicles were terrible. There were no balloons. There were no redeploy gulag tokens. All these great additions to the game, they just weren't already there. The game, again, it just wasn't polished. But then they spend 6 to 8 months getting it to that point, and then it's finally fun. Oh, but guess what? Now we're on to the next Call of Duty. Imagine with the new release of Warzone 3. Or Warzone, what they're just calling it Warzone, I guess. But with Modern Warfare 3 and then whatever that iteration of Warzone is going to look like. Imagine It's just ready off the get-go. Right out of the gate, they're giving us a finished video game so that they can spend those next 6 to 8 months not fixing and patching and getting it to a point where we actually enjoy the game, but just having it there already. They could spend those 6 to 8 months just adding fun new content, new game modes, new great skins, all this stuff. It takes the whole life cycle of the game to get to that point. And if you don't trust me, literally just, I'm backing out of this game because I gotta just go and show you guys something. Look at the store right now. Just look at the store right now. Okay? These skins. Okay, this skin right here, I mean, I don't know what to say about this one, but this particular one that I have on right now looks kind of cool. I like this skin. It's pretty badass. Some of the last few skins they've been implementing into the game, this one's pretty cool. This one's pretty cool. All the Homelander stuff was pretty cool. Snoop Dogg, look at him. Here he is. Snoop Dogg's always cool. We got this Black Cell skin with this recent battle pass that looks super, super cool. Remember, just take a quick second and go back to the first couple months of this game. It genuinely feels like when they put this out, and the same thing with Caldera, it felt like they because they probably were under a lot of work. It was probably insane amounts of work. I'm not a developer. I can only imagine, and massive respect to the massive teams that make the video games that we love. Okay, I have nothing but respect for them. But it genuinely feels like that they put the game out and then they just literally forget about it for 6 months. And they forget about it for like half a year, because up until, no joke, like a month ago or 2 months ago, like, this skin's pretty cool. Like, all these different things are finally starting to add content to the game. Why? Because for the first 6 to 8 months, they had to literally backpedal all of their updates. They had to give us back all the stuff that we never wanted them to take away from us in the first place. And then they would, they call that content. And now they can finally get to a point where they're actually releasing cool content, cool skins, different game modes. The new Vondel map is pretty fun. Like, all these different things. I feel like the same exact life cycle happened with Caldera. But that's the thing. I really do feel like the next iteration of Warzone and Modern Warfare 3 is completely doomed. Unless they just don't fall into that pattern again, man. Unless they truly do just release a finished game. Release a game that's finished, and then once you do release it, don't just disappear for multiple months. We'll see what happens, man. I'm hoping for it, but we know what hoping does with this franchise. I mean, I'm gonna do my best to set the expectations low. I'm gonna do my very best to set the expectations, in the ground, basically, and then we go from there. And if it pops off, it pops off. If it doesn't, it is what it is.